Okay, it should be recording now. Hopefully it's a good enough volume. What is up, mostly, my friends? Uh, this is Sentinels of the Multiverse, and I'm gonna make a kind of tutorial-ish, tutorial-ish video on how to play. I'm gonna be using a really fast kind of setup, and I'm gonna be playing against the easiest boss with the easiest environment. So let's go to new game. The easiest boss in the game is Baron Blade. Let me go click on him to show you what he's about. When you right click on anything, it'll show you like their gameplay and stuff, and basically all you need to know for now is that this villain specifically, if there are 15 or more cards in the trash, he will his beam will activate and the game is over. So besides this and all the heroes dying, that is how the villain wins, and that's how you lose. And then he does other things, but I'll talk about those later. And I'm gonna pick some heroes. Ignore the heroes I'm picking for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick some heroes to try to just have a little fun with this. Let's see here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do Haka. Absolute. I'm too fast for Absolute. Let's do Tempest, and let's do I guess Wraith. I might go with I might go with Fnatic later, but let's just go with this for now. And for environments, I'm going to do the easiest one. I'm going to do Mara's base. So, and I will teach you how to play as I'm playing it. In fact, let's say fight, and it'll show you the intro. Basically, this guy's a bad guy. He's trying to do some research and have the moon crash into the earth to kill everyone. I don't know what the point of that is, but he's an evil scientist, so let's go on with it. Onward. Let me see if I can change some settings first, though. Options. I'm going to make the animations slow so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I don't think we need to care for anything else. So hopefully the game music isn't that loud. And let's go ahead and start. Alright, start the game. So, let me right click on this guy, first of all. So, when you look at this guy, he is a villain. On the top right corner is his health, and on the top left corner is his name. It'll say what kind of villain he is over here, and it'll say how to play this character. So, every villain has 3 steps. It has the start of the villain phase, the play, where they play their card, and the end. For their play, you just flip over the top card of their deck, and so that is randomly generated. They'll automatically do that. As for his the very beginning of the game, Baron Blade specifically has, at the start of the game, Baron Blade enters play, Terra Lunar Impulsion Beam Inventor side up, and 1 mobile defense platform is put into play, then the deck is shuffled. That's what happened with this card over here. And so he will finish his turn, and then I'll go on to what the heroes do. So he flips with the first card. This is the play time, right? It says deals 2 damage to 1 second. Baron Blade deals each hero target 2 toxic damage. Then play the top card of the villain deck. So he'll get to play 2 cards this turn. Because the order currently does not matter of where the damage is done, I'm just gonna say choose for me, and so it'll hit each person specifically. 2 there. He's doing extra damage to Legacy because they're nemesis. I'll get to that later, but don't worry about that for now. Just know that he's doing 2 damage to everyone, and to a nemesis, and like Legacy will also do 1 more extra damage to Baron Blade because they're nemesis. Minion. So what this guy does, let me go ahead and read him, or let me just show you, or that'll happen. Alright, well, let's go into the hero phase. Let me go back to this guy. There's no like actual pause button. So this guy says at the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the highest HP melee damage, where X is equal to the current HP of this card. So he's a minion, you can see right here, with this name, and that is his current HP. So because it says X is current HP, it dealt 5 damage to the person with the highest amount of health. Now it is our turn. Legacy is more of a support character. What he'll do is he will buff other characters, and he will nerf the the villain's attacks. Currently on the board for the villain, he has this guy, the minion we saw earlier, but this card automatically comes out at the start of every Baron Blade. It says Baron Blade is immune to damage. To get rid of this card, I would need to perform 10 damage to this card specifically, Mobile Defense Platform, which he has 3 of in the deck. So hopefully he doesn't draw anymore. I'm going to look at my cards. So first I have Lead from the front, where whenever a hero would be dealt damage by a villain, I can redirect that to Legacy. It's if I want to. I have Motivational Charge, which it has a power. I'll explain powers in a little bit. Legacy deals 1 target 2 damage. Each hero regains 1 HP. We have Superhuman Durability. Whenever Legacy would be dealt 5 or more damage from a single source, reduce that damage by 3. And then same thing again. So every turn, the hero has, I think, 4 main phases. The start of the turn, where you can play cards, where you can perform powers, and then the end of the turn. / draw. Well, it's technically 5, so it's draw phase and then end of the turn. Start of the turn will just activate anything at the start of the turn, end turn will just activate anything at the end of the turn. For your play, you can pick any one of these cards and play them down. Ongoing cards will stay on, and one-shot cards, which I don't have any of, will just, they're one-shot, you just happen once. Let's go ahead and put a Superhuman Durability up. I feel like that would be better. Alright, so now I have played my 1 card, and now it goes to the power. I'm allowed to use any power that I have, and some cards actually give me, let's see here, like this one for example, would give me an extra power. Currently in play, the only power I have is on my hero. All the heroes have their own power. The Legacy specifically says, until the start of your next turn, increase damage dealt by hero targets by 1. And so this guy is super useful. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I want to perform that power. So because I have used a power and a card, or a power or card, any combination of those, I get to draw 1 card at the end of my turn. If for some reason I choose not to play a card and I choose not to use a power, then instead I would draw 2 cards. If a card says skip your turn, you don't draw any cards for that. It would just end your turn right there and then. Alright, so this is Raw. Let me go and click on him. His power is to deal damage. So this guy basically just, he deals damage a lot. And so we're going to kind of abuse him to attack and raise everyone's power. Let me actually go to this first one. First one we're going to look at is one shot. Raw deals 1 target 3 fire damage, and then up to 5 other targets 1 fire damage. And then I have 2 of those in my hand. Summon Staff, which gets the power of Raw, the Staff of Raw, and puts it in my hand. Draw a card, and then I play an extra card. And then I just happen to have a Staff of Raw in my hand, which says when this card enters play, regain 3 health, increase damage dealt by Raw by 1, and then do 3 damage if I want to use the power. But that would also destroy the card, so I don't want to use that. I'm going to go ahead and use Summon Staff to thin out my deck a little bit. I also drew this. So this card is actually interesting, where it says increase all fire damage by 1, cool, but also change the damage type of damage dealt by hero targets to fire. So I not only buff my own attack, but I also buff everyone else's attack. So instead of playing Raw, I'm going to let myself take more damage later, but I will play this card to buff everyone else's damage. Now I can either use the power here to destroy this card, and you might want to destroy this card in case some things are immune to fire, or I can use my power to deal 1 thing 2 damage. It will actually be 4 because I have the Legacy buff and I have this other buff. So let's go ahead and deal something 4 damage. And I actually want to pick this because right now this is the main threat. I can't even attack the main villain until I kill this thing. So there's the 4 damage. It'll tell me where the 4 is from. And then I draw a card for the end of my turn. I'm going to ignore what that card was for now. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out later. So this is Haka. Let me click on him. He already took a lot of damage because everything was targeting first. But his power says deal 1 target 2 melee damage. Now, here at the card, basically this guy, he likes to punch things. You like to punch things? This is the guy. This is kind of like, I wouldn't say the Hulk, I'd say more like the Thing from Fantastic Four. So, this is a card, ongoing, so it'll stay on the board no matter what. Only unless the card gets rid of it, but whenever an environment card is destroyed, you may draw a card. This is actually really helpful because Haka likes to draw cards. Enduring intercession, there we go. Redirect any damage that will be dealt to a hero by an environment card to Haka. And then you can destroy if you want to. When this card enters play, either discard 2 cards or destroy this card. And then non-hero cards cannot deal damage at the start of your turn, destroy this card. So what you basically do is you play this card and you discard 2 cards, and for the next turn you can't be dealt damage. This is in equipment and power. It says deal a lot more damage than you normally would. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to play this card that says whenever an environment dies, I draw a card. Because for all you know, one will play and one will go away. And I will hit, use this crush, I will hit this thing for 4. Yeah, confirm. And now I get a card, don't worry about it, we'll read it later. Alright, Tempest. Let me go and click on him. This guy is for AoE, and for those of you who don't know what AoE is, it means area of effect. So, it says Tempest deals each non-hero target 1 damage. So, when it says non-hero, these are all my heroes. This is a non-hero, and so is the environment. I will get to the environment later. But basically, I can hit everything on the field for 1. And thanks to Raw and Legacy, I will hit things for even more. This card says draw 3 cards. Tempest deals each non-hero target 2 cold damage. So instead of doing 1, I would do 2. Reduce damage dealt to Tempest by 1. And then each player may take a card from their trash and put it on top of their hero deck. You may draw a card. I forgot to mention, so first of all, this is a one-shot, so you use it, it's gone, done. Ongoing cards will stay. I forgot to mention that there are limited cards. Limited cards mean you can only have 1 card of this name on your field at all. It doesn't mean you can only have 1 limited. You can have a lot. You can have as many limits as you have in the deck, but you can only have 1 called Otherworldly Resilience. So, because I'm going super aggro right now, I'm really tempted to just play this, and it also lets me show you how to use powers that aren't your regular guys. So I can either use this power to deal 1 damage to each person, or I can use this one to deal 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And it doesn't matter what order I do it in. Actually, it does matter. So I have to hit this thing first, because if I do hit this thing first, then I can actually hit Baron Blade later. Right, for now it's immune. So it'll hit that. That was defeated. I'm now going to target Baron Blade. Hit him for 4. And now I hit the last guy for 4. And then I get this card, but we'll look at that later. Alright, so let's look at Wraith. Wraith is more of a damage reducer, and it says reduce the next damage that would be dealt to Wraith by 2. And for the most part, all the cards reduce her damage, but you can actually redirect damage with her cards. So if you can get them back toward her, she takes less damage. The group does a lot better. Here are the cards. Power, Wraith deals 1 target 3 projectile damage. Whenever a villain card would deal damage, redirect that to the hero with the highest damage health instead of the lowest health, and then reduce it by 1. The Wraith deals 1 target damage to deals 1 target 1 projectile damage until the start of your next turn. Reduce all damage dealt to that target by that target by 1. So if I was to hit it, its next attack would do less damage to me until it came back. And then I love this picture so much; it's so good. Draw 4 cards, then discard 2. So I already have a power to reduce my health and stuff, but I actually want to go really aggro. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play this one. This isn't how I normally play this character, but I'm saying screw it because I really just want a fast game. And I'm going to target Baron Blade. And because of all the buffs I have, I'm actually dealing 5 damage. Alright, now that our turn is done, we are going to the environment. It goes start, play, and then end, just like the villain. So, I'm gonna have to take some time to read that. Oh my gosh, that is long. Let's go ahead and, oh, never mind. Okay, give me a second. Is there a way to pause it and just look at these cards? No, everything's just gonna be played. Okay, everything's. He drew another one. All right, well, that happened. And then this guy's gonna hit something for 1, but it gets reduced. All right, so, all right, it removes the effects. Actually, okay, so I can click on Meanwhile, and it'll actually lets me look at the board. Let's see this first card that was played. Maintenance Lull. At the end of the environment turn, play the next environment card. That's what happened. That's why there was 2 cards being played. At the start of the environment turn, if each player shuffles their trash into their hero deck, destroy this card. When this card is destroyed, if self-destruct sequence is in play, which is a different card in the environment deck, put this card on top of the the countdown pile. The card I brought in was Meteor Storm. All targets are immune to damage, so we can't damage anything, which is, in my opinion, bad because I'm trying to go aggro. At the start of their turn, a player may skip the rest of their turn to destroy this card. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually want to skip a turn, but that's the only way I can get rid of this card unless I use an effect from another one of these cards. So let's go back to the Meanwhile. It says, do you want to skip his turn to do that? So let me see what Raw has. I mean, I guess I don't have to attack with Raw, but I really want to buff everything up with Legacy. What does Legacy have? Oh, so I guess this is the one shot card that didn't show up earlier. So it says Legacy deals 1 target 3 melee damage and then draw a card. It's a one shot, so it only happened once. I want to go aggro. We actually really need to kill this thing. So I guess can't even deal damage. Yeah, I might have to skip Legacy just to deal damage with other things. Okay, so yeah, we'll skip it, unfortunately. Alright, because the environment was destroyed, Haka's ongoing card says draw a card whenever an environment is destroyed, and he draws a card. Alright, so because we said skip on Legacy, he does not get the extra draw at the end of his turn for skipping everything. What a sacrifice. This is a one shot that just came up, and it says put 3 cards from the environment trash on the bottom of the environment deck, and then draw as many cards as you moved, but there's only 1 in there, so I'm going to go ahead and just use Staff of Ra. Alright, I am now at maximum health, doesn't really matter. I'm going to use my power to attack the defense thing. Unfortunately, our damage can't be increased by Legacy, so... Ooh, that does a lot of damage. Alright, now it's Haka's turn. What do I want to do? Let's see here. Redirect damage dealt. When it enters play, discard 2 cards. Alright, so this is the new one. Draw 2 cards, then discard 1 or more cards, and then I'll gain health. But I don't care about health right now because I'm going aggro. I have 2 of those apparently, and I have that. So let's go ahead and I guess I'll put this down. I only get to use 1 power, so I'm going to use the one that does more damage to everything. I'm going to do it to this thing. And I'm going to do it... Actually, I'm going to do it to the Baron Blade. Because I already did destroy the defense thing. Oh, I didn't destroy the defense thing. Oh, well, this is why you have a back button. Use a power. I thought I destroyed it, but it just took off the targets. So thankfully this thing has a go back button. Alright, well that thing died. No big deal. I drew a card. Alright, Tempest. Now what I want to do is I want to deal this thing 2 damage, then deal a bunch to that. So let's see what I can do here. So I actually don't care about reducing damage. But I guess I'll play it anyway. Alright, so let's play this card. It says Tempest will take 1 less damage. And then this card says deal each thing 2 cold damage. So using that, I'm going to target the platform first so that it gets rid of it. And now it's gone. I can now attack Baron Blade. Oh, I got another one. Unfortunately, you can only use 1 power per turn unless the card says otherwise. Wraith has some of those, so hopefully we will get those. I don't really want to use that because I have that for now. I could draw cards, but I can't really do anything much more after that. What does this do again? Start the turn of each player suffers the deck. So this card doesn't really even change anything to me. Actually, no, wait, it's just play the next environment card. So actually, it does change things for me. So I'm actually gonna get rid of it. Yeah, and then I can draw a card for it. Oh, Haka gets to draw a card because he has that effect on that one card. Ooh, increased projectile damage. So I want to play that as soon as I can, but I have to wait for now. Let's deal damage to Baron Blade. And confirm. Alright. Draw a card for the end of my turn, and now it's the environment turn. They're gonna flip over a card. Alright, so increased damage dealt by villains by 1, and it has a 5 health, so I have to do 5 damage to this to get rid of it, otherwise Baron does 1 more damage every time. Baron Blade deals target with the most health, with the lowest health 5 and the highest health 7, so great. Alright, it's currently asking who has the higher health. I'm gonna say Wraith, because Wraith can take it. Should be fine. And then Raw, I think, has the highest. Alright, cool. That's fine with me. I can now use Legacy again. Sweet. What do I want to do? I guess I'll redirect things to... Or do I want to attack things? I think I just want to attack things. Just want to punch things in the face. So let's go ahead and do this. I will deal it to Baron because since they're nemesis, I'll do an extra damage. And it gives me more value out of it. Ooh, takedown. This basic card basically says, actually I'll just show you guys. Villain cards can't be played. At the end of your turn, villain target with the highest HP, usually Baron, will deal 2 damage to Legacy. And this actually matters. Sometimes there's effects on a card that'll increase or decrease damage. And then at the start of your turn, destroy this card. So it only lasts for 1 turn. And I will now give everything on my team a buff. Alright, cool. Going to the next character, Ra. See, now that, because it says it's a limited card, I can actually not play this limited card. This is the new card we got, which says deal 1 thing 5 damage. So actually, I can probably do like a lot of damage right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do a lot of damage. I want to do a lot of damage. So I did 8 damage to Baron, and now I want to do more damage to Baron. And then I got living. When it's played, deal something damage. Cool. I believe it. Alright, now we're back to Haka. And I want to just deal damage. So what do I have that deals damage? I don't have anything that deals damage. I can draw 2 cards and discard a lot of cards to gain health, I guess. That also like kind of reset my hand. I guess I'll do that here. So let's draw 2 cards. Punish the weak. So he does more damage to the lower HP, less damage to the higher HP. And then what we have before, which we can't play another of because we have limited. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Also, let's see here. What do I want to get rid of? I guess we'll get rid of that. I actually don't care for finish the week. And I'll get rid of the HP things later, I guess, just in case I need them. So let's go ahead and stop. And now let's deal things damage. Let's punch things. Alright, so Baron is now at 1 health. However, he does have a thing on him. Well, I'll show you later. Oh, deal something damage. Cool. deal another thing damage. Cool. Because I destroyed the environment, that's why that happened. Baron does have a thing where it says, when Baron would be destroyed, his villain character flips to the vengeful mad scientist side instead. So he won't actually die when I kill him. Spoiler alert. I guess we'll play this just in case something does happen. And then this one does more damage. Unfortunately, I don't only have one thing to hit. I only needed 1 HP on it. So when he got flipped over, it says when flipped to the side, Baron Blade's maximum health is now 30. Baron Blade is restored to 30 HP, and the villain trash is placed on top of the deck. All 3 copies of Mobile Defense Platform, which are the cards that in the beginning to make him immune, are moved to the villain trash. Villain deck is shuffled. At the end of the villain turn, Baron Blade deals the hero target with the highest HP 5 energy damage. I just played this card. Oh, okay, well, showing us that. And I'll go back to the Tempest to show you what happened. I played this card that says whenever you're dealt 5 or more damage, you can change that. You can reduce it by 2. So whenever Baron Blade does those 5 damage, it'll be reduced by 2. Which one do I want to do? Increase or... I think I want to do that. The increased damage one. Alright, and then we will deal Baron Blade a lot of damage. Use an additional power your turn. That is a really good card. So it lets me use both of them basically. And now this says at the end of the environment turn, destroy 5 equipment. Oh no, don't quit. Oh no. Okay, so I only have 4 equipment cards, so it's gonna destroy all of them, unfortunately. And then it says at the start of the environment turn, if each player discards 1 card, destroy this card. When it's discarded, when it's destroyed, put 1 equipment from your trash into your play. So it's kind of fine in the end, but like it's annoying for now. So I'm just gonna say choose for me because it doesn't matter what order they're destroyed in. That is very annoying though. Alright, Baron Blade is playing deal each hero 2 toxic damage. So that's gonna end up being fine. No big deal. Choose for me. And then reduce damage done to Baron Blade by 1. And then he's doing his like do damage, and then I had that one thing that's like reduced by 2. So, all right, cool. Now it is my turn. I can either stop the villain from playing cards, which would help a lot, and I think that's actually what I'm gonna do. I will take damage, no big deal, and then I will increase everyone's health, everyone's damage output. Alright, so he's gonna deal me an extra damage because he's the villain. Alright, and now Raw. I can either play another one of these, or if it's gonna get destroyed, so I don't think it really matters if I play that. And then deals 1 damage. I think just increasing my damage would be more helpful, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's deal it to the only character I can deal it to. And then I'm just do 2 damage. So unfortunately, Living Force Field's helping him out because it's saying Baron takes less damage. And the only way I can get rid of that is if I had a card that says remove an ongoing card. Kind of wish I had the other card. But it's fine. I'll do this to deal damage to him, and then I will use a power to deal more damage to him. Hopefully by this time you can see like where this game is going. Again, this is the easiest boss, so don't think, oh, I can just rush everyone. No, you kind of have to plan. I just like this set of people for this boss specifically because this guy. Maybe I'll switch out Wraith or something, but I like Wraith. Wraith is cute. I don't really need to do that because I only use 1 power anyway. And then I'm just gonna draw 3 cards, give myself some hand. Don't worry about this card, I'll never use it. If you want to read it later, go for it. This card's really good. At the start of the turn, deal each hero 1 damage, and then it'll change to fire, and then yeah, it'll change to fire. Then it'll do more damage because it's fire. So let's do this. So it'll do more damage that way. That card's also going to increase the damage done to villains by 2. And unfortunately, this girl relies a lot on her equipment, so when everything like that dies... Okay, this says destroy 1 ongoing or equipment card. Draw a card, which I might actually do. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And I'm actually going to do it on Living Force Field because the environment card will die on its own. Alright, and then I'm going to pressure myself, that's all I can do. And I drew another card. Wraith does 3 damage. So it's kind of like the opposite. The one thing was do 1 damage, 1 target 3 damage, and the other one says deal 3 targets 1 damage. Yes, we will all discard a card. I don't need 2 of those. Raw, I don't think I care to draw more cards, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Haka, what do you do? Regain health, draw a card. I don't need to regain health. I'm going really aggro. Tempest, you have a bunch of 1-shots and everything. What do I want to get rid of? I already have you on the field, I think, so I don't need you again. And then for you, my lady, what do I want to do? I guess the reduce damage by 1 by environments, because the environments aren't really gonna do much because the villain's gonna die soon. Okay, which card should take an effect first? Let's go with this one. This just lets me draw a card, and then lets me choose things to put into play. I'm putting the staff back into play because when that environment dies, it says put 1 of each back into play. I have 2 of these in there. So let's go ahead and just do that. A Wraith. Now this is a tricky one. Which one do I want to do? Increase damage, deal 3 damage. I think I want to do the 3 damage one. Yeah, let's put that into play. Because I'm just trying to go aggro. And this guy only has 9 health left. Alright, now the environment's getting played. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals 2 fire damage. Each hero must either destroy one of their ongoing cards or take 2 more fire damage. I can take 4 damage. I don't care. At the start of the environment turn, one player may discard 2 cards to destroy this card. So let's just go ahead and do it for me. I don't care. Oh, what was that? Skip. I'm just gonna say skip to all of them, and then it'll deal 2. Oh, it increases the damage again. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Friend's trying to message me right now. I think that's probably Mimi. I use takedown, so he can't actually play any cards. And then, which stat modifier do you want to use first? This one, because otherwise it won't actually go through. So yeah, if you guys don't remember, last turn I played. No, it's not. It's probably on the field actually. Oh, that happened. It's this one. Takedown was destroyed. Here we go. Takedown. It says villain cards can't be played, so that's why his turn was basically skipped. What do I want to do now? Deal damage. No, I'm just gonna play this card so everyone draws a card. And now I get this card's so good for Legacy. It lets you use an additional power, which you really want to do. But deals 1 fire damage. Play an additional card power this turn. That's cool. Reduce damage. Who no one cares right now. Maybe in the future. Each hero regains 2. That's really good when you're tanking. But right now I'm not gonna tank. And then I'm just gonna buff everyone up by 1. And the villain's only at 6 health left, so this should be really fast. Let's do the one where I get an extra power this turn. Confirm. Oh, does it just flat out kill it? No, it just does 4. And we can kill it with the regular one. Confirm. Alright, cool. Yay! Hopefully this actually recorded. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned what happened. Maybe you guys can stream it or something. That'd be really cool. Thanks you guys for watching. This is Giant Above 3 signing out.